a faint echo, carried on the winds of time, once passed across the vast plains of ancient Eurasia. It was a story of survival, of convergence, and of an ancient kinship. Few alive then could have fully understood this intricate connection. Today, within the very fabric of our being, lies proof. A part of us is not, and never was, entirely human. For generations, we held a simplified view of our ancient past. A Homo sapiens emerged, evolved, and ultimately replaced all other human species. Neanderthals, in this narrative, were often cast as a less successful, distant relative. They simply faded away. But the silent language of our DNA reveals a far more intricate connection. We did not merely replace them. In a profound and lasting way, we absorbed them. Our journey with the Neanderthals began long before their disappearance. It traces back to a common ancestor shared around 760,000 years ago. This was in the expansive cradle of Africa. From this singular lineage, humanity embarked on divergent paths. One group, the ancestors of Neanderthals, ventured north and west. They pushed into the vastness of Europe and Eurasia. They adapted to the cooler climes and rugged landscapes. Meanwhile, our own direct ancestors, Homo sapiens, continued their evolution within the African continent. For hundreds of millennia, these two branches developed independently. They forged their own ways of life, their own tools, and understandings of the world. Then, around 50,000 to 47,000 years ago, a pivotal encounter occurred. As Homo sapiens began their grand migration out of Africa and into Europe, they met the Neanderthals, who had made these lands their home. The evidence for this ancient union is undeniable. It is woven into the double helix of our own bodies. Scientists patiently extract and sequence DNA from ancient Neanderthal bone. They have unlocked this genetic time capsule. One remarkable find was a tiny 5-centimeter bone fragment. It was discovered in a cave in Russia. Dated to approximately 46,000 years ago, it was identified using advanced molecular techniques. They analyzed collagen peptides to precisely pinpoint its species. What made this discovery particularly striking was its genetic signature. It linked it not only to Neanderthal populations in distant Siberia's Altai region. Some 2,000 miles away, it also linked it to others in Croatia. This single, small bone fragment painted a vivid picture of a highly mobile people. They traversed immense distances, adapting and thriving. But the most profound revelation came with the detailed mapping of the Neanderthal genome itself. We learned that, like a Homo sapiens, Neanderthals possessed approximately 20,000 genes. These genes were housed within 23 chromosomes. And when our ancient ancestors from Africa encountered them, the exchange was substantial. Today, people of European descent typically carry around 2% Neanderthal DNA. For individuals with roots in Asia and India, that percentage can be even higher. Only those populations who remained in Africa show no trace of this ancient genetic legacy. Their ancestors never encountered the Neanderthals migrating through Europe. This suggests our African relatives are a pure form of Homo sapiens. They are untouched by the intermingling that shaped the rest of humanity. It also appears that over thousands of years, our species has gradually shed some of this inherited DNA. Ancient Homo sapiens once carried over 6% Neanderthal genes. This number has steadily decreased to its current level. This lingering genetic inheritance is not merely a historical curiosity. It actively shapes who we are today. Our Neanderthal genes have bestowed upon us a complex array of traits. Some are beneficial, others are less so. On the positive side, certain Neanderthal genes enhance our blood's ability to clot. This is a vital defense against bleeding. They may reduce the risk of pulmonary embolisms or pregnancy complications. They also provided early Homo sapiens with a critical advantage. This was an improved defense against new bacteria and viruses. However, these same genes contribute to a stronger inflammatory response. They increase our susceptibility to autoimmune diseases and allergies. This is a subtle reminder of our ancient past. Other inheritances include a higher risk for sun-induced skin lesions and nicotine addiction. It can even influence our individual levels of depression. Yet, amidst these myriad genetic traces, a striking absence persists: the Neanderthal Y chromosome. While most of their genome is represented in modern humans, this chromosome is conspicuously missing. It is responsible for determining male sex. The silence of the Neanderthal Y chromosome poses a profound question. It is a genetic ghost haunting our understanding of their disappearance. Did it contain elements incompatible with the Homo sapiens genome, leading to reproductive challenges? Did male Neanderthal lineages simply die out, unable to pass on their specific Y chromosome? Or, and this is where the silence becomes truly unsettling, could it suggest a more tragic fate? If interbreeding involved Neanderthal women and Homo sapiens men, it raises difficult questions. What were the circumstances of those unions? This genetic void hints at a potential turning point of immense historical weight. It suggests the arrival of Homo sapiens in Europe may not have been peaceful coexistence. Perhaps it involved severe conflict or the systematic elimination of Neanderthal males. This altered the course of human inheritance. It marked the final chapter for their kind. Within 10,000 years after contact, Homo sapiens had largely replaced the Neanderthals. Only enduring genetic echoes remain, defining a part of us today. Beyond connections to our closest extinct relatives, ancient DNA unveils unexpected stories. These stories are of human populations across the globe. 6 millennia ago, on the Bogota Altiplano in Colombia, a mysterious agricultural society flourished. They were poised to develop a complex civilization. Then, they vanished. Recent genetic studies of their skeletal remains yielded a striking and puzzling result. Their DNA did not match any living indigenous Colombian populations, nor did it show a strong connection to populations in Panama. This discovery challenges our established understanding of how the Americas were populated. Current evidence suggests ancestors of modern indigenous South Americans originated in East Asia. They came from Siberia. They migrated across a Bering Land bridge into North America. From there, they branched, with some remaining in the north. Others continued south, diversifying into Mesoamerican, Amazonian, and Andean cultures. A 12,700-year-old Clovis child provides a genetic link. They were found in North America across these vast regions, but the 6,000-year-old Colombian population stands apart, an anomaly. Their genetic signature suggests an entirely separate migration. Perhaps they were already present in the Americas, defying the conventional narrative. Ancient biology continues to surprise us. From the Americas to the heart of the Roman Empire. In 1991, excavators near Rome unearthed an unusually long tomb. Inside lay a man's skeleton, an astonishing 6 feet 8 inches tall. Tales of giants populate ancient myths, from Nephilim to Native American legends. Academics first believed this Roman figure simply had gigantism, a rare medical condition. A team from Italy's University of Pisa, led by Simona Manassi, studied the remains. Their findings confirmed gigantism. The skull showed damage from a pituitary tumor. His limbs displayed disproportionate length and continued growth. The Roman giant likely succumbed to heart or respiratory issues around age 20. He was not a mythical figure, but a man profoundly shaped by his biology. Interestingly, his burial was mundane, devoid of elaborate artifacts. This suggests he was integrated into Roman society. Elite Romans sometimes held a fascination for striking physical differences. This ancient man reminds us that exceptional human experience finds a place in history. The hidden depths of our genetic past reshape our understanding of familiar cultures. For decades, Japanese ancestry stemmed from two groups, Jomon hunter-gatherers and East Asian migrants. A recent DNA study on 3,000 Japanese individuals revealed a surprising third origin. This origin, the Amishi, a distinct group from Northeast Asia. They likely came from territories, now part of Siberia. This research, from the Rechin Center, provided unprecedented detail. It challenged the long-held perception of Japan as genetically homogeneous. The study mapped ancestral lineage distribution, Jomon strongest in subtropical Okinawa. Han Chinese migrant influence is pronounced in western Japan. The newly identified Amishi heritage is most prevalent in the country's northeast. This intricate tapestry of migration reminds us of constant movement and adaptation. Our shared human story is one of profound interconnectedness. These DNA fragments, pulled from ancient bones and living cells, are more than data. They are echoes of journeys taken, choices made, and encounters shaping humanity. They compel us to reconsider our place in the grand narrative of life. They reveal how deeply intertwined our present with a past both ancient and intimate.